Yeah. I'm from the middle finger, I'm from the east side. Yeah, shit. It's still on me. Brick City. Yeah. Licks. All that shit. Slicks. All this shit.
Yes, people, welcome back to another live stream. Bus settings, Mr. B's bus settings again. So there's nothing I can do about that, but then listen, we're live for the Gameweek 5 preview. Certain teams to talk about. There's a few teams to talk about this weekend, so we're just going to get into it. First guest I've got is Manny. Hey, how you doing, Manny?
All good, Horace, all good. An eventful game week, lots of controversy, lots of goals. This is why we love the Premier League, eh?
Yeah. Arteta, stay humble, eh? And then next one we've got is Mr. B himself. How you doing, Mr. B?
Yeah, be up, lads. Yeah, I'm fine, mate. Apart from the result again the other day, but otherwise, I'm cool. I'm on holiday, so got to enjoy it.
That's good. I don't know if Hannah's here or not, but I'm just gonna. Hannah, are you there? No, I don't think so. But we do have someone making his debut on the channel. He is a Bournemouth fan, and it is Matt from Up the Chairs, all departments. How you doing?
Yeah, be up, man.
Hello, how are you doing? You alright?
Yeah, cherries.
Yeah, Up the
That's
Chairs.
Bournemouth, mate. Yeah.
Well, I don't have Bournemouth because they beat us 3-0 last season, so I don't have them.
Yes.
But yeah, no, big up yourselves. But yeah, I mean, keep the private. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. I mean, we're gonna go from lunchtime results. So in order. So West Ham. My goodness me, Mr. B, like, talk to me how bad West Ham was, Mr. B.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised with this, Horace, to be honest. But Chelsea, no, it's good for them. Old Jacko getting a couple. What a surprise! I was very surprised by that. But I thought he was absolutely useless, Jacko. But he had the thriller, didn't he? So he started looking at the man in the mirror and said, "I'm going to have a thriller today." So that's what he did. But anyway, yeah, West Ham are poor though. Real shame about them. They signed a lot of new players, but not coming together, is it? So, but yeah, good win for Chelsea though. I'm sure they'll take that all day long. The 3 points. So,
yeah, 100%. Manny, what's your thoughts, Manny, on the Chelsea result?
I think it's fair to say that the Lopetegui bubble has effectively burst. And when you've got people saying that as a manager you're no different than your predecessor, it's not a very good look. The sad part is, we saw West Ham do reasonably well the previous 2 seasons. And we were thinking that this particular season they'd start turning a corner and really thrive under a new manager. But I think it's fair to say that there's something lacking in that team. There was no cohesion against Chelsea. The defense was switched off for the most part. And I don't even know if Lopetegui really has an idea of what his best first 11 should be. Maybe was it a mistake to let Ward-Prowse go to Nottingham Forest? I'm not too sure. As far as Chelsea are concerned, well, apart from that opening day loss to Manchester City, they've made a very good start to the Premiership this season. And they're certainly knocking about just outside the top 4. But they are going to face some tougher tests against the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal. They have to face City again. And I wouldn't even discount Spurs. I know they blow hot and cold, but they're the type of team that can certainly, surprise you on their day. And it's also going to be interesting to see how well Aston Villa do against them. But So far, so good for Chelsea, but West Ham have problems and they need to be solved quickly. I certainly don't think Lopetegui's job will be under threat as of yet, but he's got to do some work, I'm afraid.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does. He does.
definitely.
100%. Matt, what do you make of this result, in your opinion?
In all honesty, I'm quite surprised with how West Ham are doing at the minute. But similar to what Manny's just said, it does make you wonder now whether some of the transfers that that the club have moved on might be looking to be a bit of a mistake now. Obviously, Ward Prowse, fantastic set piece, good midfielder. But yeah, I think it would be interesting to see whether this manager might be alongside Dyche, maybe first for the chopping block.
Yeah, possibly.
Quite possibly. Who knows? But yeah, West Ham should be doing, much better across these first few games of the season than they have done. Obviously, yeah, Chelsea, good side. Obviously, we had them at Bournemouth the other weekend, and sides like Chelsea will punish you if you let them. And yeah, obviously not looking good for West Ham, is it?
No.
100%. I mean, Hannah's in the background being quiet, so I'm very surprised. Hannah is not speaking, so I'm sure he'll speak about how Sancho is good and all this rubbish. But listen, for me, I already said it to Mike's, right, the West Ham fan that we had on the channel. Lopetegui, I don't rate Lopetegui as a manager. Like, I just don't think he's good tactically. Like, they went from Moyes to Lopetegui. Is that an upgrade? I'm not sure, because Lopetegui, I look at what he's done in the Premier League. Listen, what he's done with other clubs, with obviously Sevilla, that's great. But then with Wolverhampton, right? Did he do anything? I'm not trying to say, he has to win a trophy. He had to win the trophy with Wolverhampton. But did he improve them? I'm not too sure. So when I look at Lopetegui and with the players, listen, they obviously they need time to gel, definitely. But I look at their bench. They're not starting Todibo. No, I didn't get that, Todibo on the bench. That concerned me. So for me, West Ham, they played. I don't think Bolton works as the false nine. So I don't know. The problems with West Ham is a bit tricky. Will West Ham fans have patience for Lopetegui? I ain't too sure. Mike said he'll give him like another season or so, but after seeing what fans walking out early, not so sure about that. So really, I think. What do you guys make? Am I being too harsh on Lopetegui? I'm not trying to say they need to sack him now, but I just don't see the upgrade from Moyes.
I think you're right, Horace, 100%, man.
You're not being too Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you're right, mate, and I don't think he's the right man for the job.
I think it's.
I was about to say that Lopetegui's CV, he was Spanish national team. He was signed by Real Madrid, and as you said, Horace, he didn't exactly set up things aligned. West Ham has always been very attractive to manage the history, what the fans want, expect from the club. And it's true that on the play they be but to both someone like Lopetegui, that's going to be ironically, Unai Emery, because when you are to present the project and the next manager coming in has something to look forward to. done. Surprised though. Here we go. Background. Harrison, do you want to chime in? Sir?
Hello,
Matt, can you hear me?
Manny. I
I'm not
haven't
trying
heard
to
a word,
interfere.
mate. I haven't heard a word of what you've said, buddy.
But it's Hanno now as well.
All I
Hannah,
can
on
hear
here,
is that
so-
someone's running. I can't hear nothing.
Yeah, it's Oris, I think.
Ah, that's
Sorry.
better.
Hanno, you there, Hanno?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's coming from Oris. See.
Oh, there he is.
Wi-Fi
Wait,
seems
speak. Oh,
Yeah, sorry, Manny. I didn't get a word of anything you were saying, buddy. To be fair.
Yeah, I think Manu's breaking up.
Yeah,
a bit
but
as well.
listen, Matthew, what I was saying was
yeah, man, you was breaking up a bit.
what I was saying was obviously when you take TV, it wasn't exactly very impressive. And I don't think he was going to be the type of person who would be able to provide the type of football that West Ham and their fans would want. So it does
Yeah.
seem to be a bit of a mistake. And I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled the trigger sometime before the December, break and the January window. But West Ham might just stick with him until that period, and then they might cut him loose. It's a shame, but Lopetegui, I don't think is suited for a club like West Ham. Someone like an Unai Emery, ironically, would have done well at West Ham, but now we will talk about him and the job he's doing with Aston Villa. So I think West Ham have pretty much made a rod for their own back.
Yeah. Who could they get? Who's available?
Please tell me you heard that.
Oh yeah, all loud and clear, Manny.
I heard it as well, mate. Yeah. Who could they get though? Who's actually available?
Interesting.
Hmm.
That is an interesting question, isn't
You
it?
have to wait until January to find out.
I just think from a West Ham's point of view is maybe some of the fans maybe should have be careful for what you wish for kind of thing for me, because I don't think really it's much different than I think Moyes did not a bad job at West Ham. I mean he won him a European trophy, didn't he? So yeah.
I don't think they're happy with the style of play though. I think that's what it is, mate.
Yeah, I get that, but sometimes you kind of. I mean, I didn't personally like the style of play that Gary O'Neill was playing at Bournemouth, but he did the job and kept us up, didn't he? That season when everyone thought we were going to go down. Sometimes, it's one of them, isn't it? I think. Yeah, it's them. So, what's going on now then?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just wish we could play boring football and win. But we can take a early lead, but can't hold it. That's the only thing. Done it against Spuds again, And they won it up, and then we conceded 3 times. We give it away 3 times, and they scored 3 times. Not good enough.
No.
Vicario should have been sent off for them. He handled outside the area. He got away with it. I really can't believe that. Where's VAR? That's what.
Yeah. We will talk about that. Obviously, I think you mentioned, Steve, that that was a big talking point, and I completely agree. I'm sick and tired of this, grey area that comes in. That if a goalkeeper handles the ball outside the area, but is not deemed to be stopping a goal scoring opportunity, he can stay on the field. No, you handle the ball outside the area, it's a card. You're out. That's the way it's been. That's the way it should continue to be.
Yeah.
And you try to muddy the waters, you're asking for trouble. Now, obviously, Oris isn't here, so I think Hanno has control of the banners if he's there backstage. I can't even control them.
I think he's there, but
I think we are going to have to go with. I think we're going to have to go by alphabetical order and take a look at the matches that were, of course, played. And obviously after the
You there,
lunchtime
Hanno?
kickoff on Saturday.
You there, Hanno? You there, mate? Is he there?
Yeah, he might have some problems with his. He might have some problems with his own wife. We're going to have to see. But obviously, we will take a look at the fixture list. And the very first fixture alphabetically that was played on the Saturday was, of course, Aston Villa at home to Wolves. And I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
The big problem with Aston Villa is that they still cannot keep a clean sheet, but somehow they find a way to win. It's outrageous. It really is. And when you have someone like Johnny Duran who could come on and continue to score, Steve, you and I continually make jokes about how he's hungry like the wolf and so forth. And of course, instead of being on a beach in Rio dancing on the sand, he's sitting on the bench at Villa and scoring goals. But in any case, Villa have shown why they're not going to win.
He's a bit of a wild boy
because their defending is just
a wild boy.
Oh yeah,
he's a bit of a wild boy.
And Villa have shown, of course, that they're not. I get that, and Villa have shown to me why they're not. Yeah. Can you hear me now, at least?
Yeah. Can hear you, man.
Yeah. So Villa have shown why they're not going to win the league because it's just a little bit too erratic, really. It has to be said. It does augur well that they can find a way to come back and win. And, of course, it took them about the last 20 minutes or so to find the goals they needed. Ollie Watkins, maybe after missing one or two sitters, finally scored. Then it was Ezri Konsa who gave them the go-ahead goal, and Duran wrapped it up nicely. But former Aston Villa goalkeeper Sam Johnson, it was deja vu. Last season, his Crystal Palace team lost at Villa Park by the same margin.
Oh, he is.
And Wolves are now...
Right, he's here at half. Come on.
Yeah, so Hanno, if you can just change...
Yeah.
If you can just change...
I got it.
Change the banner to the app.
Yeah, you got to talk about that Chelsea first, haven't you?
What else can I say, man? Wolf Claus, Nicholas Jackson.
Who'd have thought, eh?
And Killer Kai.
Oh, Pano.
Yeah, man. Shout out Maresca. I don't know where the Maresca jokes are now. Mascara, 10-pot manager, whatever. All I know. I'm loving life. I'm top 5, top 4. Only one loss this season. Some are sitting here with 2 losses, 3 losses. Can't be me. Yeah, but to be on a serious note now, perfect display from us.
Who have you got next, I know, by the way? Who have you got next?
Borough and Brighton.
Right.
Easy stuff.
How about Brighton? That could be tough.
So listen, my advice is, and you still have to play.
Yeah, but on a serious note, I think we done well, man. I think we showed up. We said easy stuff. Let's just destroy them quickly. And we done it. Of course, not the best from West Ham. JPT, be up yourself. I think stuff better Potter be an upgrade from Lopetegui. West Ham. I think I know Lopetegui ain't the best, but I think give him a bit more time. If it doesn't sort out, then I think Potter
in there somewhere.
I think Potter would be.
Yeah.
Matt, Manny, what do you guys think? Southgate.
I wouldn't touch Potter with the bar.
Yeah, no, I
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
Southgate would be a good fit.
yeah,
Would
out
he?
of the two, Southgate for me.
I suppose
Really?
he'd get him to there, but he wouldn't win anything still.
Mm.
So we know about that.
What? Yeah. Be up yourself, Chelsea fan as always. Chelsea hammers. You can discount Spurs money on the Ange.math become a discount Spurs Timo Werner team. Yeah, that's funny. It's Slobotegui. Jeez. Also, yeah, Manzi, if you're in the chat, yeah, we were talking about Brentford getting slapped up. Where were your goals? Yeah, man. So all your goals against League Two side Barnsley. Seems like that's your level. But let's talk about Manny's second favorite team, in Aston Villa. Manny, talk to us.
Talk about Emmy.
Yes, I was actually talking about that before you came back in, and I was saying, I was saying very briefly that this game is in and of itself another reason why Villa won't win the league. Because here's the thing, they've now played against the two weakest teams in the league in Everton and Wolves. They've gone behind. Somehow they found a way to win and score 3 goals in the process. And once again, it's Johnny Duran, you know, the guy who comes back in all the way from Rio, where he was dancing on the sand, to come off the bench and score some winners grand. But defensively, there's still a shambles at times. I mean, that clearance from Diego Carlos was absolutely diabolical. And, you know, it left Emi Martinez exposed. And that's why whenever I predict Villa's results, I never predict a clean sheet. I still think Martinez is the best goalkeeper in the world, or at least one best. But when he has a defense that's so erratic and inconsistent as Aston Villa's, you know, he won't keep clean sheets, but he can definitely still come up with some fine performances. They've had a good run of late, though. Obviously, winning against Everton. I think they bounced back as well for the Arsenal defeat by Leicester. They schooled the young boys of Switzerland, and then now this win over Wolves. But unless they improve defensively, they're not going to really challenge for big honours. And I just wonder if Unai Emery would have been better off buying a good central defender, because he still has Tyrone Mings, who hasn't quite been able to recover. And of course, Matt will have fond memories of Mr. Mings, given that he was former Cherry as well. And I think what Douglas Luiz had in passing ability, Onana doesn't provide, having moved from Everton, but he definitely carries the ball and moves with it very well. But he also has to be a little bit careful that he doesn't, you know, overrun himself. And as far as the strikers are concerned, hopefully Watkins will now start scoring more and concentrating. And then when you can bring Duran off the bench, that would be wonderful. But the defense still needs a lot of working on. They should have gotten Dumfries from Inter Milan when they failed to. And now they've got and another chap named Nedeljkovic at right. Matson is quality, and he can definitely play a role. But as far as their central defense is concerned, they're not going to challenge for honours with the likes of Pau Torres, Diego Carlos. Ezri Konsa is also quality, but, you know, it's the collective inconsistency that would be really grating. I'll pass it on to Matthew, because I did mention your name in passing. I don't know if you got to see the match, but what did you think of that, mate?
In all honesty, Manny, on this one, I didn't see it. So I've got no idea on this one, but I'm sure Mr. Mings, who you mentioned, will be a big asset for them when he returns. And yeah, I've always rated Mings, always thought he was a decent player. So you know, he's missed a lot of football so cruelly through that ACL. I think he got early last season, didn't he? But in terms of this game, mate, I didn't see any of it, so I can't really comment.
No worries. I didn't see much as well, but I
That's
just
perfectly
know.
fine. Not an issue. Not an issue.
Yeah, I just know Durant scored the winner or equalizer or something like that. Show Durant.
Yes, Hannah?
So he done it again. Yeah, he had a beautiful kill, and he did. He did kill them. So that's 3 goals for him, 4 goals for Durant from the bench. Should he start? Maybe, maybe not. He does make a strong case too for it. So let's see. But
What
Steve, I
Spurs
don't know if you
impact are probably. Sorry, you talking to me, Anna?
Yeah,
I do believe
yeah.
that to Wickham, he will start then. Go.
Yeah. No, I think he's staying in that sub somehow. He seems to do his best work doing that, coming on and scoring. Am I still on, by the way? Because I thought I might have gone off a bit with the connection. Am I still there? Yeah. So, yeah, I think he should maybe stay as a sub. But you see, you know, he does do something when he comes on, that's for sure. But yeah, good win for Villa. I had this right on my predictions thing as well on that table. So I know I got about 18 points this weekend. I mean, the weekend just gone. So got 18 points. So I'm doing pretty well on there.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, great win for Villa. Great comeback there. A win. So a bit late, but they done it.
Yeah, they done it. So Fulham, Newcastle. Fulham absolutely destroyed the Magpies, and questions going to have to be asked about Eddie Howe. They have some upstage issues. I know the director of football. They're looking to sack him. They said they're going to sack the director of football before they look at sacking Eddie Howe. That woman that was there for them also left. And so it's just a mess, Newcastle, somehow. Like, they haven't been good all season. They've gotten the results needed. And now they lost. Yeah. Tough one to take for Newcastle, I think. Especially away to Fulham. Fulham didn't win a game before this one, I believe. So this is Fulham's first win as well. Going there, losing. Yeah, not the best. Not the best. Who wants to go first on this one?
Yeah, you want to go, Matt? Go, mate.
No.
First, because obviously, given that Eddie Howe managing, obviously, all Bournemouth a soft spot for Sir Eddie. Matt, take it away.
Sorry,
yeah, no, I mean, in terms of this one, from what I saw on the highlights, you know, you got to give credit to Fulham. Yeah, Newcastle haven't been the best this season. Obviously, I've seen them play Bournemouth this year. Thought they looked pretty decent during that game, but I would say Bournemouth were the better side on the day, and obviously were completely robbed by the VAR. But that's another story. But in terms of what's going on there at the minute, yeah, I think it was Tottenham they played last week, and I watched that game, and I thought they look pretty decent. There is something missing there. I think Eddie's not too happy with the transfer window, and I think that's where obviously the director of football is coming under a bit of scrutiny at the minute, and rightly so, because it does look like he hasn't delivered. People in the press that are saying that Eddie should be for the chopping block, I think is absolutely mad. I think Newcastle would be foolish to get rid of him, not just because of what he'd done at Bournemouth, but because, you know, this is a project he's working on up there. And, you know, them losing their last director of football to Manchester United was a massive loss for Eddie. And so was when Amanda Staveley left the board, when her 10% was gone. So, you know, he's lost a lot of his people up there that he trusts. And I don't think he's probably working so well with this Paul Mitchell, the new director of football. I think that's quite evident with what's happened in the transfer window. I think I personally think it wouldn't be surprised if we see a change of director of football at Newcastle. But I think in terms of long term, they're a side that's not going to get relegated, but they're definitely a side that will expect Europe this season. So losing to Fulham, you know, is a massive 3 points lost. But in terms of the actual game itself, you know, you can't take nothing away from Fulham. I thought they were fantastic. But Newcastle, they just weren't there. And, you know, all sides are going to have off days, aren't they? Unless you're Man City, you don't tend to have many off days. But yeah, all in all, you know, everybody's got to give credit to Fulham, I think, on this one, because I thought they were fantastic from the highlights that I saw anyway. But obviously you can't always tell a lot from highlights, can you? But from what I saw, I thought Fulham were very impressive.
Definitely, yeah. I agree.
Yeah, no, spot on. Manny, you wanted to chip in earlier?
There is 2 former Gunners on the score sheet for Fulham.
Yeah.
And it's another reminder of what a poor talent ID Mikel Arteta has. He just can't seem to hold on to some of these players. Now, I do get that with the likes of Reece Nelson, his good moments were few and far between. Obviously, Matt will not hear Reece Nelson's name being spoken for an obvious reason. But, you know, now that Smith Rowe and Nelson have joined their other fellow ex-Gunners, Iwobi and Leno, at Fulham, I think you have to give Silva some credit for being able to somehow find a way to get the best out of them so far. I know it's still very early days, but taking a look at the way Smith Rowe has played, I mean, it's a breath of fresh air. And you could say that he needed to get himself away from the shackles at Arsenal to finally, you know, rediscover himself and feel free again. And it's a joy to behold. And could this lead to a resurrection in his career? Further international honours? We'll have to see, because, you know, if he can do the job he's doing as an attacking midfielder, I'm sure that Lee Carsley or whoever will be the England boss will love to have someone of his talent fighting hard for a place in the squad. And you also think that he would have done a brilliant job for Unai Emery, but the boy wanted to stay in London, and that's how it's proved. Nelson also with the goals put up. Newcastle just didn't look at the races, and I think Nick Pope will look at his performance and say that was one of the worst of his career. And that goal he conceded from Smith Rowe should never, ever have.
Terrible.
So Newcastle could have actually gone briefly top of the league. Fulham took the initiative, and they deserved their win. Steve, go ahead.
No, actually, I was just going to actually ask you a question there, Manny. You know, Smith Rowe, is it true that there's a buyback clause in his contract?
I think potentially. I don't know.
Because I thought Manny might know. Obviously, being the Arsenal fan there, I thought he might have more of a clue of it. Because I'm sure I read somewhere there is a buyback clause, apparently. But would he want to go back to Arsenal anyway? He's doing well at Fulham. So why, you know, why go back?
Check. I'll try find it. Maybe it's I can't remember anything about a buyback. Manny, do you know?
Yes, I've actually found it, courtesy of Football London. Having left boyhood club Arsenal over the summer, Emile Smith Rowe is on track to have his most productive ever season as a senior player. With Mikel Arteta's side lacking in midfield at the same time, there's a sense of irony that one is flourishing in South West London. Smith Rowe already has as many goals as any of his former teammates this season, but at the time of writing, he'd played an extra match. It's been a fruitful start at Craven Cottage with 2 in his first 5 league outings, as well as 1 assist. For Arsenal, it was 31 games since his last goal and 38 for his last 2. And there is some sort of a regret in the camp that such a talented player couldn't quite reach his peak at the Emirates. And of course, many of us will remember in Arteta's full season, had it not been for Emile Smith-Rowe's fantastic contribution, we would definitely have ended up in a relegation dogfight. Of course, we all know that injuries and form cut his time in North London short, with more and more competition arriving. But however, the Gunners can in fact gain from Smith-Rowe's success in the future after they inserted a 10% sell-on clause in its contract. Now, this is the thing. Football, there is currently no buyback option in the deal. Should Smith-Rowe get to the levels that he promised in the Hale End Academy, this could come back to bite Arsenal. But for now, they can be happy in the success of a former player with the knowledge the big move in years to come would land them a significant sum as compensation. As long as that big move does not involve a move to Tottenham, I think Arsenal will be very happy with that. So, no, Steve, there is no buyback clause at the moment.
Oh, right.
But you never know. Maybe Arteta gets the new manager comes in. He might persuade Emile to come back home and give him the game time he deserves. But we'll have to wait and see. I think Arteta might be to his coming back anyway.
Yeah, great win for Fulham. I thought they were really good. Newcastle were a bit poor, I thought. They hadn't been at their best, I don't think, all season, to be honest. But they somehow winning games, somehow getting the result. So, in a way, it's good for them, not playing well and still getting results. But obviously, it was too bad this time, and they lost badly. So, but yeah, more power to Fulham. I think they could be on the rise, Fulham now.
Maybe first one for them this season, I believe so. Let's see. But moving on to a game I don't even pay attention to. Leicester City against Everton. Everton gets their first point of the season or second point of the season?
Second point, I think. Second.
Yeah. First.
Thank you.
First.
I thought it was their second.
Let's bring up the.
Because they were in the league, weren't they? They've been in the league, but kept losing.
Yeah, first point. So.
You're right.
First one of the season away at Leicester, but I think the breaking news about Everton now is that they have new owners, new majority owners. That's the real big news. Let me get it for you. So, joint statement from Blue Haven Holdings and the Franklin Group confirmed that they've reached an agreement over the terms of the sale of Blue Haven Holdings majority stake in Everton Football Club. The transaction, subject to regularity approval, including from the Premier League, the Football Association, and the Financial Conduct Authority. A spokesperson from the Frank Group said, "We are pleased to have reached an agreement to become custodians of this iconic football club," and they go more on. New owners for Everton. I think that's the big news for them. Hopefully, because they've been struggling with their current owners for a while, so hopefully that's good for them. But this game, anybody watch it or have an idea what happened? Because I don't.
Well, from the looks of it,
Nobody?
it looks as though Everton once again. I'm speaking right. I got it. From the looks of it, once again, it's the same old story of Everton working their backsides off to take a lead and really catching Leicester out cold. once again, just not being able to have the composure to hold on to that lead. And more again is the pity. It's as if, they just can't, they just don't seem to have the confidence in themselves to hold on to a lead once they've taken it. And that is something that they're going to have to really start working on a lot more. Now, they're scoring goals again, Calvert-Lewin and others, and it is good to see them scoring a little bit more, but they're also conceding a lot more. And there's a part of me that in a way feels a bit sorry for Jordan Pickford, England's number one, being a part of a team that is currently embroiled in the relegation zone and has been for the past few seasons. But, in as much as some people might love to hate him, we have to be, fair and say that it isn't really his fault. It's just unfortunate the way things have panned out for him, and obviously some of the defending has not really been. Seamus Coleman being out with an injury hasn't helped. Ashley Young has started to really look the opposite of young, it has to be said. Ashley is not so young anymore, and it shows.
Yeah.
And I think the loss of Amadou Onana has probably weakened their midfield. They did get Irabunam from Aston Villa in exchange, and I think Kellyman has also joined them. I'm not too sure. But they just don't seem to have the cohesion, maybe. Maybe if they can start to develop a bit of belief in themselves, they can start to work again. And as far as Leicester are concerned, there is so much to like about this Leicester team. They've got some really good players. It is good to see the likes of James Justin back in the Premiership. Connor Cody is also one who, was missed by the Premiership as well. Their goalkeeper, Hermansen, is definitely good quality. Jamie Vardy is still, rolling back the years. And, there's so much to like about them, but this is a club that definitely does not have the right manager in Steve Cooper. And obviously, given that Matt has done several streams with Chris from Leicester Till I Die TV, I'm sure Chris would definitely agree, and Matt has heard many of those gripes. I think Leicester should have enough about them to stay up, but under Steve Cooper, I really can't see them doing as well as they'd want to do. And more is the pity because, they're a fine club, great fans, great spirit, great atmosphere. They deserve a lot better, really.
And former Premiership winners as well. So,
anyone wanting to go next?
Yeah, I'll go if that's all right. I thought it was okay this game again. Obviously, Everton in the lead, and again can't hold on to it. But then I think we shouldn't be saying much about that. We're a bit hypocritical here. The bees, so we can't hold on to leads either. So, but yeah, I mean this was a decent game, I suppose, and Leicester, as they say, I think they deserve better. I mean, I don't think Cooper is the right man for the job there. I don't think he was to start with. I don't know why they got him. I just don't get it. But there you go. I think they could do better, and whether it can do it under a new manager, hopefully, if they get rid of him. But I mean, he was at Forest for a while, of course, as we know what happened there. But I mean, we did keep him up, but I don't think he was anything great there. But yeah, Everton is looking a bit dicey under Dyche. Dicey Dyche, I think. But yeah, I'm sure he won't be happy about it at all. No. But no, I mean, imagine him and Postecoglou having a row. Yeah, mate, you're all right there? Yeah, I'm all right, I'm fine, yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's it for that. My opinions, anyway.
Nah, I don't think I have anything to add.
Mr.
Matt,
Harrison, what?
Matt, we'll
Hello?
come to you. Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 0. Expected?
Yes, in some respects. At least it wasn't a 9-0 drubbing like a few years ago, which was a hard one to take. But yeah, no, the performance from Bournemouth. Wasn't a bad performance. We did have quite a bit of the ball at times. Where we were kind of second best was in that final third of the field, where we just couldn't seem to create anything really. I mean, every high ball that we tended to put into the box on Saturday, just Liverpool was superior to. They had the bigger men. They were better in the air than Bournemouth. In terms of the ball on the deck, would get towards the box, and rather than trying to create something and making a pass or taking a shot, Liverpool were there winning the ball back. So it was a difficult game, but it wasn't a disgraceful performance. Kepa did make a mistake, and I'm sure Chelsea fans will say that he's obviously got a few mistakes in him, but yeah, he should never really have come for the ball that he did for the first goal. But yeah, all in all, I
I
can't say
also
nobody.
sorry to interrupt you. I also the Nunes goal, apparently he came out and he shouldn't. Well, it didn't come out. The shot was an easy save that he
Yes,
didn't make.
yeah, he could have made a better attempt at Nunes's goal. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. But yeah, all in all, I can't say it's a disgraceful performance. Liverpool were always going to come at you harder, obviously, after the defeat against Forest at home. No one really expected that, did they? And Forest managed to get the 3 points. So there was no way they wanted to obviously not pick up the 3 points against us. They had a good win in the Champions League as well midweek. So yeah, all in all, I can't say I'm surprised, disappointed, obviously, that we couldn't get something out of the game, but yeah. But yeah, all in all, not the most disgraceful of performance.
Performances. Okay, now fair enough. I don't catch it. Just a Liverpool scored 3 quality goals. So
Is that who's? Sorry. Just quickly before we move on. That's not my channel. You've linked in the
okay.
comments there.
It's not okay. Apologies, but let me then get it. Oh yeah. I told you it's no, yeah, but the other one, I got the other one. Apologies, yeah. Thanks for that. So yeah, okay, now it's get in. But yeah, just of what I heard, it was just 3 quality goals from Liverpool. Apparently, Gravenberch played extremely well again. I don't know. I was Gravenberch for you, Matt. Is he looking like that number 6 type that they need, or was it just an okay performance?
Sorry, I was I didn't have my sound on there. Sorry, what was the question?
Gravenberch, was it quality for Liverpool in the game? I'm hearing a few Liverpool fans are praising him again.
Yeah, I think he's a quality player. I mean, last season I don't think Liverpool fans saw enough of him, but this season he's proven to be an asset for him. I think they were raving about him after the game, the Liverpool fans, and I thought he was pretty decent. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. I just needed to know, like, because I don't know if they're just just hyping him up and it wasn't really that good.
Yeah, no, I thought he
Manny,
had a good game. Good game.
Manny, Steve, thoughts on this game?
You go, Manny. You go first, my friend.
I think Matt's pretty much. Yeah, I think Matt's pretty much summed it all up. Really, I just wonder if that disallowed goal from Semenyo pretty much set them back mentally, because it was a well-worked goal, but obviously the fine margin come into play, and it just doesn't quite work out that way. And I think Matt summed it up when it was a disgraceful performance, he means, and Bournemouth certainly did, for a great deal of resistance. But this Liverpool team is showing why they can be considered favourites for the title once they, fully shake off the Nottingham Forest debacle and continue to move forward. And it's getting quite tight at the top now, and Liverpool will definitely feel as though they have they will have a chance to make a big say in it. And as for Bournemouth, well, I think they just need to focus on, winning the games they can win, and if they can do that, all will be well. Steve.
Yeah, I thought Liverpool were great this time after that minor blip against Forest, of course. So, but yeah, I think they're right back at it, and Bournemouth have been the comeback kings, obviously, lately, coming back from behind all the time to win. But I just think it was just too good, Liverpool here this time for them. So, unfortunately, their matter. Unfortunately, mate, you couldn't come away with anything. But a bit like us, really, we didn't come away with anything there either. So, you're not the only ones. But but yeah, no, Liverpool were just too good. So, yeah, and they move on.
Yeah, I mean, Bournemouth on our day. I mean, we've proven it last season. We've gone up to Old Trafford, we've won, and we've beat Chelsea numerous times over the years. We picked points off Arsenal. We can take points off the big boys, but just Anfield is just one of those places where currently we haven't, picked up any points, and obviously now, hopefully next season we'll get that opportunity to do that again. But with Brentford taking points off the top six is bonus points, isn't it? Really.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And I'm sure we'll take some points off the big boys during the season. But yeah,
you can take off Arsenal. Yeah, definitely.
Do you think you're missing Solanke at all, Matt? You think you're missing him, or
you're going to, aren't you? You can't have a striker that's been so important to you for sort of the last 3-4 seasons and just replace him like that. I mean, the one thing with us is even Ilson is still settling in. I think he needs a goal to build his confidence. He's a good striker. I like his movement. I just think as soon as he gets that goal, I think it will start. I mean, don't forget with Dom, it took Dom a while to get his goal scoring boots on, and when he did, obviously he was a massive asset to us. But I think the big thing with even Ilson as well, he's got that record transfer fee price tag around his neck where that's never easy sometimes for a player. And obviously, he's moved to a new country. Obviously started out in Brazil, moved to Portugal. He's now in England. Hopefully, once he gets settled and gets a goal under his belt, we'll start seeing exactly what he can do in front of goal.
Yeah, it looks good though. Got a promise. Very good player.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Next game, Ipswich. They had a chance. They had a big chance to get the first one. Unfortunately, couldn't. 1-1 against Southampton. Why at St. Mary's? Ipswich. I believe came back in this one. They were 1-0 down, came back 1-1. Didn't see the game at all or anything, but decent result for both teams. I think both will be a bit unhappy because it's relegation rivals who want to take points off them. But I think a draw is better than nothing.
I think if you'd asked an Ipswich fan at the start of the day, they'd have taken a point. I think Southampton are going to be in trouble personally. What I've seen of them, I've not been overly impressed with. Obviously, we play Southampton next a week today, where the 8 o'clock match on the Monday night was on Sky. Yeah, I mean, what I've seen of them, they have some good spells, but I don't think they're overly consistent. But yeah, I think they will be in the long run ones for relegation, and Ipswich, I think, will be the happier out the two. Away from home to pick a point up isn't a bad result for them, really.
Yeah.
Steve,
Yeah. I thought, I thought it was good for Ipswich. They got another point there. I think they may have a chance of staying up. You know, I kept thinking, oh, they must be in the relegation zone, Ipswich, this time. Go back down, but I don't know. You know, I think there's something growing there. You know, they've got all these players in. They've got so many in. You know, it must be able to gel eventually. You know, and I think they will come good. I think they might just survive. You know, but I think Southampton might be goners, unfortunately. Dibbling, though, I rate that Dibbling young man. Was he 18 or whatever? He looks class. Grealish looks like him with the socks down, doesn't he? And everything. I don't know if he goes down as much as he does, but but yeah, he does look a good player. Looks a real talent. So, but I don't think it'd be enough to save them, unfortunately. So, but a good point for Ipswich, and I suppose Southampton as well. So. Yep.
Definitely. Manny?
Nothing much to say. I think this is probably a game that both teams needed to win. They'd be happy with a point, but they'll know that they wanted more. I think Russell Martin's mood at the end of the match pretty much summed it up perfectly. A late goal conceded would not have done them any favours. Ipswich probably deserve credit for the spirit they showed. And you kind of feel for Aaron Ramsdale. Had a better game that day in the Saints goal, making some pretty good saves by a cruel deflection near the end. When he comes back to Dean Court, I'm sure he will have some wonderful memories, but he's now coming back. He'll be coming back as a South Coast rival. And I'm sure he'll be determined to move more than a few points and end up winning 3 for the Saints. So definitely going to be something awkward for him. And as far as Ipswich are concerned, they're going to continue to keep fighting. And we'll see if they can turn this spirit into a win eventually. Both of these teams need to pick up a win. See them hopefully pick it up in due course. The only question is, who will they beat? Could it be Leicester? Could it be Wolves? Could it be Everton? Watch this space.
Yeah. And then Steve, we come to you guys.
Yeah. We have to talk about it.
2-1 for a lot of this game, but fortunately through 1 loss, Tottenham bounced back from that Arsenal loss.
Yeah, well, I did end up going into a bit of a rant about this, Hanno, on my stream earlier. So it was only because we were 1-0 up yet again, and 3 sloppy giveaway passes, and we're 3-1 down and losing 3-1. It seems to be a habit with us, you know. Get an early goal, and what a cracker it was from Bomo, by the way. Amazing goal, flying volley inside the area, acrobatic, you know. And I think that guy could be off next. We've had Tony go, and I think he could be the next one because he's too good for us, I think. Bomo, I mean, the way we are at the moment. So we're missing Visser as well. That's the problem, and it's showing now. We need others to step up, and it don't seem to be happening. Carvalho and so forth, you know, not coming to the party yet. So, So we don't know what's going to happen now. We've got West Ham and Wolves at home, both at home. So we've got to try and come back now and try and get some points together. And maybe don't go in front too early. That don't seem to be working. So, you know, and they should have had a player sent off, as we know, the goalie, Vicario. I'm going to keep saying it. He should have been off. He handled it outside the area.
I don't know if you guys saw it. The thing is, yeah, no, for me, he should have been sent off. The reason why they don't say he shouldn't have been sent off is because there were number of Spurs players behind him. But
oh, right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Definitely. I saw the video and it looked to me should have been sent off. What do you guys think? I think maybe it should have been sent off, man.
Yeah.
Manny, whoever wants to go.
Completely agree. Vicario was very asleep with that incident. You know, this is whenever you have a situation where there are so many shades of grey added to it, it just muddies the waters. If you're a goalkeeper, you handle the ball within your area, that's fine. You handle the ball outside your area for any reason, off you go. No ifs, no buts, no walnuts. But I think the commentators were all saying that in as much as the right to complain about that incident, Brentford really just weren't quite able to withstand the Tottenham pressure. And even Thomas Frank didn't really look to make a huge controversy of that. I think, you know, Arteta can learn a lot from him, I have to say. True gentleman. And I'm not being sarcastic, Steve, I really mean it. But, you know, I think Brentford, look, they can play some really good football, but they just can't seem to really, you know, maintain that level of consistency. And they're going to have to start working a little bit harder. They're going to have to start, you know, trusting themselves and having a little bit more confidence. It's the same problem that seems to be affecting Everton, only that Brentford are higher in the league and deservedly so. But I think Brentford are certainly a better team than their results right now. And as far as Ange is concerned, I think he has a lot for which to thank Brennan Johnson. That goal against Coventry pretty much saved his job, it has to be said. And we'll see if Spurs go on a run from here. Definitely a Jekyll and Hyde team. No doubt about it.
And we gifted Solanke his first goal, didn't we, with a bad pass. Got him a goal there for Spurs, didn't we, So he didn't look likely to score until then, didn't he? So whatever you say there, Manny, about them dominating, we still made 3 bad passes that led to goals, so it was our fault, really. It wasn't through Spurs' good play. It was for us giving it away.
Thanks. I've given them
and Matt, before we come to you, let me just ask Matt. Matt, obviously, when you sold Solanke, you received a good cash windfall. I wonder if you had something written into your contract that if Solanke scores a certain number of goals, you'd be getting a little bit more out of it. He opened his account, you know.
Yeah, I don't think we did. I'm not too sure, actually. What was it? 55? Was it 55 million straight up? And then 10 million? Yeah, quite
65.
possibly. Yeah, quite possibly. I think it was 10 million, 55 straight up front, and then 10 million in add-ons. So, yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, I'm not too sure, actually, Manny, on that one. But, yeah, quite possibly.
Hopefully, you know, if he starts scoring regularly, we might see him considered for England's selection. Harry Kane cannot go on forever, you see.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you know, like I've said before, he probably should have really gone to the Euros, in my opinion. But yeah, now he's playing for, a big club, top 6 club. Hopefully he might get a look in now.
Fair.
We'll have to see.
No. Be up, look in chat. Be up yourself.
Yeah, be up, Luke.
Yeah. But Matt, do you want to add anything onto this?
No, not. I mean, yeah, I agree with the points that both Manny and Mr. B have made. So yeah, I mean, I've got really nothing to add to that one, to be honest. But yeah, I do agree the keeper should have been sent off, definitely.
Definitely. Then we come to the most entertaining game of the weekend. It is Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. What a goal fest! What a goal fest!
I wonder why Oristy's in here.
Yeah, United actually played well in the first half, and then second half they took off all the good players in Xerxes, Ericsson, Diallo, and brought on Rashford, Hoyland, who else? Who did they bring on? Ugarte. So yeah, I think when you take off the players that create stuff for you, you're not really going to create anything. And so, United fans saying they should have won. Let's be honest, Palace had the better chances. There is a shot, that double save from Onana. So yeah, I just think United will pull Palace. Palace were Palace, man. For second half, they were really good. First half, they were really poor. Man, they were poor. So yeah. Let's go to Steve.
Oh, thanks, Anna. I've got to talk about this poor game. What can we say? 0-0. It was last on match of the day for a reason, wasn't it? But yeah, otherwise there was plenty of other goals to entertain us with. But I think they forgot how to get in here. They forgot their shooting boots or whatever. But yeah, it was a pretty poor game, I think. And after United walloped Barnsley 7-0, they can't even score one goal here. So, but I think there could be more from Palace. I really do. I thought they'd be better this season, and I mean we beat them just about. I think a little bit luckily, but we did beat them. But I think they're still a good team. I think they've got a good manager, and I think they'll be better than what they are at the moment. And they're starting to get some points together now. So, whereas for United, I think they haven't got there yet. I think there's a long way to go. Whether they need to get rid of Ten Hag, I don't know. But they're certainly not at it yet, United. So, yeah, okay, Martin. It's funny you pipe up now, isn't it? When we got United, you can't even score though. So I don't know what you're going on about.
Yeah, you can't even score, man. So
yeah.
You can't score.
No, shut it.
Brentford got Ahmed, yeah. But you didn't score against Palace.
Can't you score against Championship teams,
Exactly.
isn't it? Or League One, whatever.
I wouldn't be talking. If my manager took off the best players in my team, I wouldn't be talking. Also, if Brentford are that bad, why are they only 1 point behind you?
Exactly. Yeah. Well done. Well said, Anna. I agree.
So yeah. Manny?
I can't wait to see Brentford take on Manchester United. Brentford might just end up raining so many shots again on United and humiliating them, and maybe this time they'll pull off a win. But Munzie, mate, this is why I say people who live in our house throw stones. Many of us were predicting a win. You couldn't even score. So, look, I would say that, United did create some very good chances, but they came up obviously against their ex-goalkeeper, who none of us, it has to be said, rate very highly, but he certainly picked a good day to come up with a performance like that. Didn't really put a foot wrong. And, of course, there was, when he was beaten, first by, I think it was Garnacho and then Fernandez, the bar came to his rescue. And United were just huffing and puffing, but they couldn't blow the house down, and the Eagles were not to be, defeathered. So this is obviously a game where they're going to have to look really hard at themselves and find out what went wrong, and just take it from there. And as far as the Eagles are concerned, they haven't had the best starts of the season under Oliver Glasner, which is a bit of a surprise because many people who will have heard me on this channel will know how much I rate the German manager. Europa League winner, of course, with Eintracht Frankfurt. I was thinking to myself when Crystal Palace got him, you lucky so-and-sos. And yet, obviously, the departure of Michael Elise hasn't helped us. But if he can just start getting the likes of Eze and Mateta and company to start firing again, that would be good. And obviously, I don't think Mateta played, but Mateta has been scoring. They just need to start getting a run together, and once they do, they will certainly be a very tough proposition. But an exciting game. I did see that for the most part, and the goalkeepers ended up having the last word in that game. It's quite exciting, and nothing much more can be said about that, really.
Looks like I joined at the perfect time. Wow.
Russ, before you go, people go subscribe to Matt. Up the chairs in all departments. So there's the link. Just roll up in the chat. You should be able to find it.
Great channel, great content.
For joining. Appreciate you hopping on. Talk about your great coach subbing off your best players and then expecting a win.
Listen, I think before I go into that, I think I'm going to get clipped up because I forgot to mute myself when I was running down. So listen, I do apologize for that. But anyways, this was a game where I made the hole in my table. And rightfully so, because the substitutions, right? Right. You take off Xerxes, it was linking up the play, right? Who did you bring on? Rashford. For what reason, right? Selhurst Park is a small pitch. So Rashford is not going to be able to use the pitch well because it's a small pitch. He can't be he's not going to get wide enough. So for me, Ten Hag, listen, the first half, I can't blame Ten Hag. I cannot blame first half. I cannot blame Ten Hag on that first half because we dominated Palace. We literally dominated Palace. We didn't take our chances, and frustrating game. I put Noridin's reaction on my story for a reason because me and him have both similar views. But I'm sorry, but Bruno Fernandes, you are a disgrace, man. Disgracia.
Okay.
As Manny says, disgracia. As Manny says, disgracia, yeah? Bruno, mate. You using the ball man. He was using the ball like a bomb, so I don't know. But like I said, subs killed the game.
No, that is spot on. The subs killed it, man. But shout out to Ten Hag, your manager. You wanted to keep him. So who wants to go next? Manny.
You already said my piece.
Okay.
Steve, I think it's your turn.
Yeah. No, I've already said something about it, Manny, as well. So, yeah, I said about it, didn't I? About being last on match of the day and everything.
So So yeah, okay. Then we move on to actually entertaining game. The only game I got spot on. Brighton 2, Forest 2. Manny,
I got
I know
this
you
right as
watched
well.
the game. Give us your thoughts.
I didn't watch the whole game. I did actually watch most of it, though. I didn't see the Nottingham Forest goal, but I know that was a penalty after a foul by, I think it was Belieber in the area, and obviously Chris Wood tucked that away.
Yeah.
But then what I saw, obviously, was a Brighton team that started to come back really hard and attack well. And those 2 goals that were scored by Hinchelwood and Welbeck were absolute quality.
Welbeck, what a goal.
Ahead and a free kick from Danny Welbeck. Who knew that the boy had a free kick in him? Obviously, for that free kick goal, maybe Sells could have done a little bit better. He should have trusted his wall and guarded the other side where Welbeck aimed at and the side where he scored. And it was obviously under Santo this season, Forest have started to really improve as a team. That win over Liverpool, I think they proved that was no fluke by any means. But Brighton have also shown why they're good value for being as high as they are in the table this season under Hezela and Herzl, I think is how you pronounced it. My bad. And they're certainly a team that could really cause quite a few upsets. And as an Arsenal fan, I remember that they could very easily have beaten us at the Emirates, and they would have been good value for that. And, it was an exciting game, and obviously a huge incident happening with Morgan Gibbs-White getting himself sent off. The referee at first ignoring it, but obviously after, a second opinion, let's just say, he ended up booking Gibbs-White again and sending him off. That was his second booking. And both managers ended up getting dismissed as well. So everything's kicking completely. And Forest deserve credit for holding on for the rest of the game and doing what we couldn't do. Spoiler alert. And Brighton obviously were taking, relentlessly. And that was a quality game. It was a good game against 2 teams that played really well. And I think it's a bit of an improvement in Nottingham Forest after the past few seasons under Cooper in the Premiership. And they might just do more than enough to stay up, but they could finish in a very comfortable position. But they can't afford to rest on their laurels. And Brighton, I think, will be disappointed with the draw, but they can definitely take a lot of good things from that performance. And, a good game. I mean, Desmond's are normally things that leave you feeling disappointed in some respects, but I think I enjoyed watching whatever I could of that game. And obviously, Forest's equaliser was on the counter-attack in the second half. But when Gibbs-White got his marching orders, I thought Brighton would end up winning. But, the Forest men showed a lot of spirit, and they deserved their point.
Yep.
No, definitely.
Yeah, look, referee was harsh, on Morgan Gibbs-White. I don't think that was a double yellow, in my opinion. So.
No, I don't either.
Because the referee initially said
I disagree. I disagree. It was the rightful booking. It was he got the ball, but the tackle itself looked dangerous, and by the edict, that is a booking. So I'm sorry, there can be no complaints. But then finally changed his mind. I think that was just
Yeah.
I mean, maybe VAR must have intervened. If that was the case, then fine.
Yeah. But then that is all. I think that's all to talk about. Great free kick, yeah. I should doing rest.
My boy, well,
class, man.
Welbeck, great goal.
Before we move on to the other game, just wanted to ask, how did your fans think you were going to score 80, 90 goals this season? You there, Orest? Seems like he disappeared.
He's muted.
No, okay. You see, it doesn't want to address the nonsense his fan base is talking. Just wait.
Yeah,
I want
before we move on, hello. Before we move on, mate, I just want to say,
mate.
you know, in that game, that Brighton game, I thought, what a goal that would have been. Did you see the one with Welbeck where he went past about 5 players inside the penalty area? And I think, was it a save or something? I thought that would have been a hell of a goal if he'd scored it. I think he would dribbled past about 4 or 5 players inside the area. That would have been a hell of a goal. He seems to be on fire there at Brighton. I thought he was nearly finished at one stage, you know, Welbeck. Is it too late to go? No, yeah, I suppose it would be too late for him to come back for England, I guess. Was he now 35, is he, or something? 33? Oh, I can't remember now.
Mona.
No, Welbeck.
Danny Welbeck. Welbeck is 33.
33. All right. Yeah, he looks great. I think he's having a great season, you know. I think it's been amazing for Brighton. So I say that one where he went past like 5 players or something inside the area and nearly scored. That'd been an amazing goal. Gone in.
Yeah. No, it would have. It would have been. So yeah. Let's move on to probably the most controversial.
Oh, Manny.
Right. Forrest, how are you? Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Explain to me how your fan base could have said you guys are scoring 80 to 90 goals a season.
Who said that?
Jordan said 80 to 90 goals. Carl said 74 to 80.
Oh, I thought you were going to Man City. That one. You're going to that.
No. So, yeah. I'm just going to remember that. Every time you throw no.
Mate, I know. You do realize Jordan is an adult, so he must be drunk when he said that. So.
Yeah. But let's talk about shame about it, Arsenal.
Yeah,
shame about it, Arsenal.
Imagine a player telling the manager to be humble. You know? That's fucking.
Mr.
I mean, Manny, I'm gonna let you rant about Haaland, but for me, right, the return date for Emirates. Every time Haaland touches the ball, he's gonna get it. He is.
No, but let's actually dissect it quickly.
Yep, he is going to be targeted, but
Go on.
Oh, Manny.
Oh, he's got on his Wi-Fi now.
Yeah. So first of all, big up to Warren from Warren's Team Talk. Stream with him earlier today, talking about the game. Can you hear me?
Warren.
Yeah. First, as I said, big up to Warren's Team Talk. Stream together at about 2 p.m. UK time. Mr. B was in the chat, bring his pearls of wisdom. Thank you very much indeed. And
No worry,
look, it was a game which you can't really describe. Obviously, you know, City started off much the better team. And the way they dominated us from the get-go, we were fearing the worst, especially seeing how Calafiori was getting cooked by Savinho, and a huge gap between Gabriel and Saliba, which Haaland exploited to score goal number 100. We were fearing the worst, but then Rodri goes off with an injury. Walker has a little bit of a moment of, I wouldn't say mental flatulence, but definitely, getting a little bit slower. He's certainly no longer a runner, but a walker in that sense of the word. We equalised with an absolute world-class strike. Calafiori redeeming himself.
What a goal.
Walker once again made to look like a pensioner with Gabriel rising. We're thinking, getting to half-time 2-1 up, and we could make a contest out of it. But then Leandro Trossard, his brain, all I can say is that it turned into Belgian chocolate. What he was thinking doing that on the heels of the Declan Rice dismissal against Brighton, I don't know. I also want to say that the way we played, for the most part, was exceptionally. We were relying on, gamesmanship. And in the end, in the second half, when we chose incorrectly to park the entire bus, getting 9 outfielders behind the ball to try and stop City's 10 outfielders from scoring, we knew that we were asking for trouble, especially when we weren't even willing to consider the possibility that City could be sold at the back and prone to be exploited. Why Arteta didn't consider bringing on the likes of Raheem Sterling or even Ethan Nwaneri, I will never know. It was as if defence was the only way forward. And Chelsea fan, of course, confirming that Rodri will be out for the season. It may affect City in the bigger games in the league, but I'm pretty certain, and I know that Hanno might disagree with me, that Kovacic is more than capable. Gundogan, who's come back, can also pick up the slack, although he might not be the player he once was. I don't know if City will buy another central defensive midfielder in January. Maybe they may not need to. Knowing Guardiola, he will get his team motivated enough and they will find a way. And let's not forget that at certain points last season, they didn't have the likes of Kevin De Bruyne or even Erling Haaland. And I also want to do my bit right now to come at these Arsenal fans who see it fit to, attack Manchester City as a bunch of hypocrites for celebrating a draw. No, they weren't celebrating a draw. They were celebrating a fact that against all odds, despite our gamesmanship tactics, despite our supposedly watertight defense, and the fact that, we were responsible for their best player being hauled off injured, and we were sort of, trying to, be rather dirty at times, they found a way to equalize, and they were celebrating the equalizer. They weren't celebrating the result. Had they won yesterday, they would have been the first team to win their first 5 matches in the season for 5 consecutive seasons. We stopped them from doing that, but we know as well as anyone else that we should have come away with the win. They are champions for a reason. They were not celebrating the result. They were just celebrating the equalizer. And they know that now with one of their talisman out injured, they are going to have to work a little bit harder. But they have a right to celebrate the equalizer. They weren't celebrating the result. And as for us, we need to take another look at ourselves and ask ourselves, do we really have the temperament to, challenge for a title if we are not willing to try to take the risks that we need to take? Nothing ventured, nothing gained, as they always say. Why didn't we consider the possibility of a counter-attack in the second half? A third Arsenal goal could have crushed City's resistance, and we would have been celebrating finishing being top of the league. Instead, we're now 4th, 2 points behind City, a point behind both Liverpool and Aston Villa.
Only a point ahead of us. Okay. But just to agree, did you see Walker tap him before the corner? I mean, then Walker got left for dead. If Rodri's out for the season, that's like having working injured. I'm wounded. 3 years max also will win the league. I'm off chance to win. No chance I win it. But for me, just to of course, great goal by assist by Savinho. Sent Calafiore back to Bologna, and then of course the free kick happened. Should it have been called back? I think Walker should be doing better, but I can't remember if the free kick was even taken on the right place. I think it was taken a bit forward, more forward than where the free kick was supposed to, where the foul was. So, yeah. Then Trossard.
Wow.
Yeah. Trossard had the brain for. The thing is, yeah, you can say, okay, robbed, yeah, and all that. But my question is, my thing is, you don't give the referees in England a chance to make a decision,
that's huge.
the wrong decision. You don't give them a chance to mess up, basically. So yeah, and then City, yeah, Arsenal with they talk about Diego Simeone, they talk about Jose Mourinho. That was next level defending stuff, yeah. So when we talk about Diego Simeone defending football, let's just include Arteta in there, please, because oh my days, that was defensive. What 6-4-0? Madness. So yeah, Steve.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good game. This, bit fiery. I think Hanno was Hanno Haaland. You weren't playing, were you? No, Haaland was teeing off at everyone and really going after Pete. Who's that new bloke that came on for you, Manny, for Arsenal? Young guy. He was having a go at him, wasn't he, or ran at him or
Kelly.
whatever.
Lewis Kelly.
Yeah, and he was saying, I think
Lewis-
on there, who are you?
Lewis Skelly.
He was saying, who are you, or something, or whatever. And I think, I thought that was a bit nasty to the young man, but on his first game. But yeah, I thought it was a really good game. Some great goals. Calafiori's goal was brilliant. Yeah, I thought Haaland obviously was his best again in front of goal, but very late goal. Stones with it. I think was it the 98th minute or something of injury time. They scored. So Arsenal nearly did hold on with 10 men.
Absolutely.
Sorry. Yeah. So I did think that was stupid by Trossard. I really do. Mad, absolutely mad. And Arsenal seems to have a reputation for this now. People getting sent off doing stupid things. So other teams could take advantage of that, couldn't they? Really?
No, they can. You definitely can.
Did you see when Haaland hit the ball at Gabriel? Oh, it's funny.
Yeah. He threw it at his head, didn't he? Kicked it at his head or something.
Yeah.
Back of his head.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. So yeah, but it's what it is.
This comment. Why was
Where is she, Oris? Go on. Where is she?
Guys, her name is Hanotronic.
Good.
Oh.
What's going on?
Hannah, can you hear us?
You there?
To me, that doesn't know. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, now his wife is causing a lot of problems. Norris, to answer your question about Haaland, telling Arteta to be humble, I think there is still a bit of history between Arteta and Manchester City, and obviously, now he's come back with Arsenal trying to knock City off their perch and thinking that he could be, the upstart who makes it happen, and celebrating everything the way he does. And I think it's clear that Arteta gave his players a directive to try and rough up the City players. So basically, Haaland was telling him, check yourself. I think it's a little bit of a mark of arrogance, but already in a short career, he's won a lot more than Arteta was ever capable of doing at club level. So, and this might also be a little bit of a way of giving Arteta some stick for his comments about, referees, saying, be a little bit more respectful and be a bit more humble.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, definitely.
We got Barney on there in the live chat. I bet he's happy about Fulham.
Barney.
Yeah, big up Barney. Yeah,
big up Barney.
To the chat. Be up yourself, Barney. Be up yourself. United looking 7 years rest.
7 years.
They call us. Yeah, they called us boring, man. They called us boring for playing there. So yeah. But don't think then there's much to talk about then. Anybody?
the drivers
I think that's everything we want. Anything else to talk about? You guys want to talk about?
How dead your club is, Sano? At Chelsea, He's still rubbish. Sancho's rubbish as well.
Sancho's not rubbish. 2 assists, 2 games.
No, but I'm gonna have to edit the bit where I was running at the beginning. That was embarrassing. Right? Yeah. Mr. B, did you hear it, Mr. B, or was it just Matt that heard it?
Oh no, yeah. I could hear you doing. Are you running or something?
Did you hear me running? Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I need to cut that out then.
It makes a change for you to run, then.
No, because I was running to the pitch. I was running to the pitch, mate. So. Or Mr. B might be thinking I'm running to a girl, but no, I wasn't running to a girl.
Yeah, Dua Lipa. Yeah. Maya Jama.
Yeah, but I think we'll wrap it up on this. Yeah, Arsenal, you can hold that, man. Hold it, yeah. So, speak when you're spoken to Arsenal. Because you can't even hold out to 2-2. Really. Can't even. You're only like 10 seconds away. Then you bottle jobs, man. Absolute bottle jobs. So yeah. But Steve, where can the people find you?
Yeah, Mr. B from iPhone 2, Mr. B, Iowa Football Chat, Mr. B Chats England Cricket. Obviously I'm away at the moment, still on my holiday, so we'll be coming back to do a lot more. Obviously on Friday I've got to do a preview for the West Ham game. That's coming up very soon at home. So we've got to start getting some points together now after that disappointment again against the Spuds. But West Ham are struggling, so maybe we could get something. Should get 3 points, I hope, at home. But yeah, there's plenty more to come, guys. And so keep following me, keep subbing and smashing the likes and everything. There's plenty more, and there will be obviously more when I come back and on the cricket channel as well. So cheers everyone, and come on you bees, and thanks for listening, Hanno and Manny and Matt earlier. Cheers guys, brilliant, thank you.
Yeah, man, that'd be great, Bon, if you can join us. Gameweek 10, sorted. Fulham Brentford, that's up the Fulham. No problem, honey, no problem. Then as for me, YouTube Coach's Corner, Instagram _Coach_Corner, Twitter Twitter is _Coach Corner, TikTok Coach 101, as well as Spotify, Coach's Corner. The Cricket Show is now out, people, if you want to go check that out as an upload due to other issues. And then also it will also be out on Spotify in a bit. So yeah, Manny, where can people find you? Manny.
First of all, big up. You can find me here on Norris Talks Football, also on Coach's Corner. Big up to Matt from Up the Cherries and All Departments. You can definitely find me there as part of their This Is Football series, and occasionally their cherry picking series whenever they can, whenever they want to have me on. Big up as well to Mr. B. You can find me on both of his channels, mainly the cricket one where we get together to talk cricket, but also a little bit more frequently you can catch me on the Buzz, the Hive of Football chat. Also, big up to Warren's Team Talk. I was on his channel earlier today, had a stream at 2 p.m. UK time. It has, of course, been recorded, and for the most part, it went well. Just near the end, thankfully, with everything having discussed, my Wi-Fi had some issues, but everything was sorted, all's well that ended well. Also, catch me on Del Boy Gunner TV. Had a call-in show last night, and we should be doing more this season where you'll catch me there, and everyone else is welcome to join. Obviously, Arsenal fans do get priority, but we have several non-Arsenal fans who are big friends of the channel. Always welcome there too. Other channels: Huddersfield Town Fan TV, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, Rich Sports, Football United, Gundown UK, Southern Gooner, Football Overseas, Spurs Eurasia TV, and just several other channels that I can't really name at present because it's now 2:30 in the morning where I am and I want to go to sleep. But all channels, any opportunity I get to come onto YouTube is always a cherished one, and I love being able to speak and air my views whenever I can. So every channel is important to me, and to those who don't believe me when I tell them that they're important to me, there will be a check in the post. But I know I have to start writing a few of these checks. But social media, catch me as well on Instagram at MannyThangatherI1981, on Twitter at ThangatherI1981, and I will be seeing some of you all, maybe not so frequently because my PC is still out of commission, but I am here on my mobile phone doing whatever I can. And thanks a lot again to Orist and Hanno for manning this stream, and hope to see you all again sometime next week. I should be back on the channel whenever I possibly can, hopefully, and nothing much else except enjoy this week, enjoy the sporting action to come from the Europa League and the League Cup. And obviously, we've got another game week coming up, which should be good fun. Till then, see you all soon. Take care. Don't do anything that the panel and I wouldn't do. Till then, good night. God bless. See you all soon.
Okay. Yeah, and then the main man, Orest.
Yeah, big up. You know what to find us. YouTube Orist Football, Twitter Orist Footy, Instagram Orist Football, and yeah, big up to Matt who made his debut today. And yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, big up to Hanno for hosting, Manny as well. Good to see Manny. Mr. B, is always great to see your dead team, anyways. But no, it was a great stream. And yeah, big up to Hanno, as always. But his team is dead, so I'm not going to big him up, his team, but yeah.
My team is dead, but I'm above you, yeah. Hold 13. You're not even in the top 10.
Brentford shit as well.
Sorry, top 11. You're in the top 11. I'm in the top 4 for us. Wait, top 5 or top 4? Where am I? Top 5, yeah. You see.
Look at this. This was our test on Sunday, mate.
No.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying about the week, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm going to do the outro, but before I do that, smash the likes, subscribe to Coach's Corner, subscribe to Mr. B, Have a Football Chat, right? Have a Football Shite, sorry. And yeah. No, I mean, you say that Orange looks bollocks, so I got you back, mate. Anyways. But yeah, we'll be back this Friday, I think, for the Game Week 6 preview. Peace.
Yeah. I'm from the middle finger, I'm from the east.